I'm Hillary. I'm on the board of directors at Duncan Dynamics Gymnastics Club. And Pauline, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Colleen Mullen. I'm current principal at the Grove, one of the distributed learning school programs in Cowichan Valley, and we are in school district with 79.
Thanks, Colleen. Yeah, thanks for coming and doing this info session with us. So we at the gymnastics club, we've had homeschooling classes in the past quite a few years. We try and run them in the day. Our gym is really busy after school, so we would like to increase our homeschooling classes in the mornings. There's lots of gym availability at that time. So right now we actually do have 2 homeschooling classes during the week. In the mornings, I believe it's on Monday and Thursday. And we're hoping to run those in the fall too. Hopefully we get enough participants to run those. And yeah, so Colleen and I were talking about how if you are a student registered with the Grove, that there's different opportunities and classes at the Grove, different teachers that you can have support from if you're a student with the Grove. I know there is limited availability at the Grove. Like maybe you can speak to that, Colleen. Yeah,
So
maybe.
the way
Mhm.
our current classes are structured for kindergarten through grade 9 is they're called blended learning classes. And so right now we're running two-hour classes a week. We have programs that run from 9:30 till 11:30 in the morning, 2 days a week. We have one set that's running on Monday and Wednesday, one that's running on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we also have some classrooms that run in the afternoon from 12:30 to 2:30, and those run for 2 hours twice a week. And so what we've done is for a couple different programs that are within the valley, it just happened to work out beautifully that students could be attending classes those 2 mornings a week, and then they're able to go into their afternoon activities at their programs within the community that have home learning programs during the day. So it's worked out nicely that we were able to align our schedules that way.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, currently our homeschooling classes are on Monday and Thursday from 2 to 3:30. So our times and days are limited and scheduled due to staff and coach availability. So, and I understand this from your perspective too, Colleen. So in September, well, we hope to have things organized in the summer, but in September, it's kind of just seeing what participants we have, what coaches we have, and how we can bring those classes to the gym. And I think it's kind of similar at the Grove. Do you guys kind of create your schedule in September for those classes?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we see right now we're waiting, we're bringing in lots and lots of applications, new applications to the Grove. We have a spreadsheet that we fill that information in, what grades they're in, are they 100% home learning, are they wanting blended classrooms? And then we follow up with those families in September and start bringing them in for what are called intake interviews, student learning plan interviews. And we spend most of September doing that. And from that, we build our cohorts from that information. So once we know how many students are in each grade and are they homeschooling 100% or they come into blended classrooms, then we start creating cohorts and times based on that. So right now
Right.
we don't have any times or schedule for next year created because we have to wait to see who comes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And so from our perspective at the gym, like we are completely separate entities. So parents, homeschooling parents would create an account at our gym. They can do it online through a parent portal, and you can be 100% homeschooler, or you can try and register with the Grove for the blended learning classes. Well, you can register with the Grove and be 100% homeschooler as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's also my understanding that as a registered homeschooler, you also get funding from the government. You get, it has been $600 for quite a few
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And
Third party billing. Yeah.
yeah, so the $600 you can use towards extracurricular activities such as gymnastics, and that's per year. So
But
yeah.
it's $300 for the first semester.
Mhm.
And then they get the next lot released to us, and that's $300 for second semester.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
So there are families that already attend the Grove that are loving the gymnastics program, quite a few. And Duncan Dynamics just invoices us for those during those times. I've been signing a few lately, and then we pay the third party directly.
Yes,
So the
great.
parents don't pay that bill. We work with the vendor directly to pay those bills.
Great.
And
Yeah.
there's lots and lots of distributed learning schools in the Valley. I know some families in your program are enrolled in like self-design, in NIDES and SIDES, quite a few different partners. So we all run similar, where we support families in either like what personalizing the program into what the needs are. So if the families are wanting like project-based kind of projects, we can work with the family to build those projects. If they're wanting certain textbooks, we have like lots and lots of different resources at the Grove that are family favorites that we've built an inventory of over time. And so we work together to build what's personal for those families. We also have online courses available for grades 4 and up. Some families really like that format. It's in Brightspace fully next year, which is a beautiful, clean, easy running engine now. And some families really like that format of working in the online course and kind of it's like step by step. Okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm going to read this, and oh, here's a little online game, and oh, here's a couple of projects I can choose from. So we have all of those options, and we're just up the street. So it's being able to see your teacher, and you can see your teachers outside of class time with an appointment, or attend the class times. It's quite flexible in that, and we really do build close relationships with our families. We also have a resource teacher and an LA teacher on staff. We also have a counselor on staff, and we also have access to a health nurse for the older kids, and some of the youngers that comes each week as well for a couple hours that families can book time in or do drop in to go visit. So we have quite a few resources available to families at the Grove, which might not be as accessible in the other online programs. We're small, but we're a tight, close-knit family at the Grove. So it's worth the exploration if families are wanting to just call and talk about it or come for a school tour. That's always an option. And yeah. And that's also
And then
really good to see what other families are already enrolled in the Grove within the program, just to get some testimonials from them directly.
right. And then you also do different workshops, art and different crafts and things like that.
Yeah, we're doing a medicine walk field trip up in the Mount Papan in the Ecological Reserve, Mount Zuhalem, with Della Rice. We're having a couple of beading workshops with a wonderful knowledge holder from the Cowichan Valley. We have had felting workshops where, the whole ceiling down the hallway at the Grove is filled with this beautiful felting art that the whole school kind of worked together to create. We have windmill inquiry
And
projects.
field trips too.
Yeah, and field trips. Yeah, Gold Stream and Raptors and Butterfly World and to the estuaries and yeah.
So all the workshops and field trips, those are actually paid for. They're by the Grove. They're included in the schooling, right? Like those aren't.
Yeah,
You don't pay extra for
the ones I just
those.
talked about had been covered because we had different funding that we can access directly. But sometimes some of the things the parents can opt in or opt out of any of those activities. So some of the performing arts programs at the Cowichan Performing Arts Center. Some of those had some fees for that, but parents could use a third-party building as well to pay for that. So it's some of them we got grants for. We try to cover the fees wherever we can. So it really depends on the event.
Great. I would like to open it up to see if we have any questions. Is there anything you want to add, Carl or Colleen, before we do that? Okay. Oh, Carl just sent a thing. So fee for the homeschooling classes are a range from 230 to 280 based on the number of classes in the session. So that is I believe that a session would be like a winter session and a spring session. So
Okay.
looking like we're staying within the allocated funds you would get from the school district. So that's neat that you could get your gymnastics paid for.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's also important to note that the times that we're not having blended learning classes, or that the students are in the gymnastics classes, there would be the expectation that there's a home facilitator working with the students at home, helping like almost like a teacher assistant to the Grove teacher, helping be the executive functioning for the student, helping them work through the materials, or being that communication between the student and the teacher, and really celebrating and having fun learning with their student at home. So it does require someone who has a life situation that you can have a home facilitator there with the student in those non-class times. But that could be, I mean, we have some families that have grandparents doing that. They have other family members doing that. A variety of homes have a variety of different situations that they're doing, exploring. Mona, you have a question?
Hi, sorry, I was late. I'm just wondering, I know there is that homeschooling option, I think 1 day a week or something to join. Is this a daily program, or is it just going to be on certain days?
You mean for gymnastics or for the Grove
For
aspect?
the homeschooling, for gymnastics, I guess.
Okay, so yeah, currently right now the gymnastics club has 2 homeschooling classes during the week, one on Monday and one on Thursday. And they both have room in the classes. They're an hour and a half long each, from 2 to 3:30. So what Colleen and I both were saying actually, so we assess our coach availability for creating those classes in the fall. So we will know that. We'll know that's probably sooner than the Grove. Colleen was saying that they make their schedule kind of near the end of September, once they've done all their intake of students and gathered all the information of what their students want.
Yeah. Okay. So this is more for recreational gymnastics and homeschooling versus a competitive complement with homeschooling, right?
Yeah. At
Okay.
the moment, it's more of a recreational gymnastics class.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, well, wouldn't it be great if we could just have our competitive hours put into the day, right? Rather than at the end of the day. I was thinking that could work. Weren't you so tired? But okay, I get it.
Yeah. I think there are a few families that would like that. We just don't really have the numbers yet.
Yeah.
But it is something that we'd like to work on towards the future.
Right.
So,
yeah. I know
yeah.
it's hard with the different levels and stuff. They're so specific too, right? So I know. So I was just thinking if it could work. Okay. Great. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, we could also speak a little bit more, like personally, to Carl and Tiffany about that too, just to see, because I think it does depend on who kind of enrolls in those classes too. So there might be a cohort that is more advanced in gymnastics. So yeah, maybe we'll get there at some point.
Thanks.
Yeah. Mhm. Any other questions from, yeah, Andy, or yeah, anything else you can think of? Yeah. Carl, do you have anything to add? I think we covered most of it.
Like like you mentioned, that Tiffany and I have been talking about looking at it from an invitational point of view. It is doable, like you mentioned before. The biggest issue is making sure whoever does that gymnastics with the kids at the Grove is certified. So if you have a Comp 2 coach, they can coach from CCP 1 all the way up to CCP 10. Right. So in terms of the quality of the program that they would need to be to maintain their competitive level, like you said, it's based on coaching certification, and it is doable. There's a lot of clubs that are doing that right now. Most of the elite clubs do that right now, where the kids training in the afternoon and they go to school in the morning, or they flip flop. It just makes it a little bit more balanced lifestyle for the kids, instead of having to be in school for 7.5 hours and then try and do 2 to 3 hours or sometimes 4 hours of gymnastics on top of that. That's 11 hours that child is busy from Monday to Friday. And if you can facilitate that and reduce that time, it works out better for the athlete, better for the family, and it also helps the gym.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So just to clarify, the Grove wouldn't be providing a coach. The Grove would be providing a teacher, and the gym would be providing the coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, there's an opportunity here for families to work together, to work with the club. And if there's a cohort of students that are competitive, that want to, work with the club to see if there is opportunity in the daytime. I mean, there's a lot of power in parents talking with each other and planning together and coming up with strategies that would really work, and supporting each other to do that kind of program. And then if we work together on those days, if we know what the cohort is, there is potential that we could align the 2 blended learning days
Mm-hmm.
with the gymnastics days. That could be kind of fun if that works out.
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest challenge is the details, right? Like,
Yeah.
Who signs up, who gets involved. And I think from our point of view as a club, we need to put that information out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the only thing, a challenge that will be for us going into the fall would be our majority of our families really like the bi-weekly days to be every other day. So they really like the Monday, Wednesday, or the Tuesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So you have what'd you say, the Monday, Thursday? Yeah.
This year, those are the 2 days that were popular this year. It doesn't have to be those days.
Yeah, if it could possibly
and
be.
we're like you guys,
Wednesday.
we want them to have a break. Like, they go to the educational component one day and then they have a break in between, and then they go again. The scheduling, we can work together about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It could be kind of cool if it all lines up.
Yes, it'd be exciting.
Yeah, and the parents could have that continuity of that 1 full day, 2 full days a week,
Mm-hmm.
And then come up with other creative things in the other days as a family cohort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or do some cross training with other programs in town.
Mm-hmm. I know the divers are interested in that kind of hybrid also, right? Because they have to train early mornings. If they could train later in the day, it would be so much better for them, right? Or late at night. Yeah, it's the same as gymnastics. We're both kind of in that same sport.
And there's some dancers that are enrolled in both programs too, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's the Adage program that runs during the day as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all of those extracurriculars, so the gymnastics, that would count for PE credit as well. So it's not just an extracurricular, but it actually counts for course credit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we could really build around the personal social well-being and communication and critical thinking, career and life education kind of components could be built into that program. Like, there's lots of opportunity to build some beautiful projects and cross-curricular kind of learning with the programs the kids are enrolled in the community.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you, Colleen. Thank you for coming. That was great explanation. And yeah, thanks to Carl. And thank you, Mona and Andy, for coming and your questions. Is there anything else that comes to your mind that you need clarified? Anyone? Okay. Okay. You can always reach out to us, and yeah, you can contact the Grove as well if you want to go check that out, and you can always come into the gym. Yeah, so we'd love to hear from you.
Okay.
Great. Okay, I guess we're all done then.
Awesome.
So, thanks for the invite. Thanks for the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Colleen. Okay, thanks for coming, Mona and Andy. Thank you,
Okay.
Carl. All right.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Bye.
Awesome.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.